Hold up. Every day I wake up, wake your ass up. The Breakfast Club.
Y'all finished or y'all done?
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Loren LoRosa is here as well. We got a special guest in the building.
Yes, indeed.
We have a comedian, Jordan Klepper. Welcome. How you feeling?
I'm feeling good. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing well, doing well.
You always keep a project. Last time you was here was for your last field piece, right? This time it's not field piece. You had a whole documentary.
The whole documentary,
right?
yeah.
Now you're here for your special.
Yeah.
Jordan Klepper fingers the pulse, give the man a prize.
Let me tell you, it's nothing but projects. You know how hard it is to keep health insurance in this country? You have to keep working constantly.
That's right.
And contractually, I'm obligated to go out in the field and do special after special after special. So,
Yeah, but that could make you sick, so you're going to need all that health care.
I'd need that health care. Trust me. I'm getting old, too. I got bad feet.
Yeah.
I got weird shoulders. I wake up now. My hip doesn't work. So, yeah, I need to keep out there talking to people about politics.
Are you really a people person, Jordan? Do you like the people?
Do I like the people?
No, not like the people. Do you like to people? I call it peopling. Do you like the people?
You're using it as a verb.
Yes.
Do I like to people?
Yes.
I do. I feel comfortable peopling. I think it's my Midwest nice that makes me like jump into spaces, try to find commonality. I've met a lot of people though. I definitely have a love-hate relationship with people as a general idea.
Yeah.
I've seen they're good. I've seen they're bad. There's a lot of them live somewhere in the middle, but I like getting to know them a little bit. I'll tell you, people off camera are so interesting to me, and those are the people that I like the most. You know, I go into these MAGA worlds, I go into these strange spaces, and the camera shifts the way in which everybody talks about stuff, makes them more certain, makes them more argumentative, makes them versions of themselves that they see online, and then that camera goes off, and they got music interests, they got wives they have had issues with, they have food interests, they have peccadillos that you just sort of gravitate towards. So people without a camera on their face, those are the best people.
What about when you walk in a room and the camera's not on and somebody says, make me laugh?
Yes, well,
As if you're just a jester.
You know what? Sometimes that happens.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to come on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
You want to have a nice conversation, and then you walk into a room,
And I say, make me laugh.
and the bar is set. Yeah, you get nervous.
But I
would you
said
say
it
that?
because he said, do I look good? And I was like, you look great. Just make us laugh. Because I thought as a comedian, when you're making people laugh, it makes you feel good. And I wanted you to feel comfortable and welcomed.
You did.
Yes, and happy.
Well, here's the problem. As a comedian, you complimenting the way I look made me feel uncomfortable because my expectation
wanted me to tell
is
you look bad?
I look strange. I have ill-fitting clothes. I think that's how I see myself. So you set me off my game by making me feel good about myself.
Most comedians are
Apologize.
self-deprecating.
That's on you.
I'm so
Apologize.
sorry. If you want me to, I could.
What's wrong? Talk about the fit. Where did I go wrong?
Go ahead, go.
Really? You want me to do that? No, I don't.
You don't have, it's a new jacket. Is it okay?
I like the jacket. I just wouldn't have put it with that shirt that you have under it.
There it is. You're
But-
right.
She's wearing a full leather onesie, and you're going to
It's
take
not a onesie. It's
fashion
actually
tips from her.
pants and a
I was
top.
going to say, I just don't
But
know
I
what to...
love the jacket though, and I thought the hair was a good compliment to the jacket. But if you want me to talk bad,
Yeah.
I felt you could have went with a lighter shirt. And
Lighter shirt.
Yeah, is it a thermal?
It is a thermal.
Because it's cold.
It is cold, but
That is texture. There's texture on texture. You don't like that?
the texture is just very
So
different.
you want to wear a white T-shirt?
I mean, do you do Uniqlo?
I do.
They
I
have
do
really
Uniqlo.
great. See,
Oh,
I know
Uniqlo
your
is
brand.
fire.
Yeah, they have really great T-shirts that you could have put the thermal under, put the white T-shirt, and then it would have with the sneakers. I looked at your shoes when you talked about your feet, and I just thought
Why are you doing this?
Yeah, why?
Jordan?
What's wrong with
he
you
told
today?
me to do it.
I respect it. I need it.
Is this the part of people that you like or
He
don't
said
like?
this makes him comfortable.
We're right on the line right
Right
now.
on the
I got to
line.
tell you. But you know, I do specials. I do specials because I get health insurance. I do publicity, so I get fashion tips. I
Okay.
can't pay for a publicist. You're helping me
I
here
was
right
just trying to
now.
help you feel comfortable. You told me to do it.
You know, I like it. I respect it. Now, you don't want a graphic tee. You're saying a plain tee is the way to go with something like this.
Yeah, I think a plain tee would have been real chill. Like you seem like effortless.
Oh, that's what you're getting out of this?
Yeah,
It
that's a
feels-
good thing.
No, I'll take effortless.
She said you seem effortless, but you actually tried this morning.
I'm trying. There was so much effort put into this moment here. You can see it. It's bled into the
You did it
interview.
last night. I can tell you did it last night. I'm
Oh my-
going to kill with this. Like first day of school.
Do you know I ironed this corduroy jacket?
Damn.
I don't even know if you're supposed to iron a
You
corduroy
don't have a
jacket.
steamer?
Jesus Christ.
It's at the office.
You're
It's at
so
the Daily Show.
judgy.
You know what's so
You
interesting
can
though?
mess up the jacket.
See, this is good. This is good intel. I didn't know. You steam corduroy instead of ironing corduroy.
Oh my God.
No, this is helpful.
You put a
I
towel over it and steam it through the towel. You can do that too.
Did you put the towel?
did not put the towel down.
I'm sorry.
But you know Jordan is a real comedian because as soon as Lauren said, make me laugh, Jordan was like, I got a type 5.
I got it. What do you need? You like airline food? I got thoughts on that. Let's go.
Your new special, Jordan Klepper fingers the pulse, give the man a prize. Fingers the Pulse sounds crazy, but let's talk about
Is that
the
his name?
Have you met Fingers the Pulse? That guy. Oh boy. He's a bit handsy. Okay, stay away. All right, he's got a rap sheet. Don't look into him. Don't Google the guy.
Are you messing with MAGA people again, man? What's wrong with you? You just
You know what? I like getting out there.
I see.
I like getting out there. This one was wild because we're trying to figure out what to do a special on, and two things were happening simultaneously. Like Trump was sending troops into cities because he said it was World War II in Portland and Chicago, and at the same time he wanted the Nobel Peace Prize because he said he was the most peaceful guy on the planet.
Crazy, right?
So we're like, all right, that's a hypocrisy that makes for comedy and a special. So it's like, let's go after this Nobel Peace Prize desire, and let's talk to people about like what's actually happening in these cities, which is chaotic.
Absolutely. And it's interesting, too, because the special blends stand-up with what you do in the field. What did you want audiences to understand about America that you couldn't capture just through field pieces or just with a stand-up?
Well, I mean, I think when you look at something like this, what peace looks like in America, what it feels like, what is so nice. We went to Portland, which was supposedly World War II. And if you're watching Fox News, if you're watching the right-wing political sphere, all you're seeing is this is a war zone, this is chaos, you never want to visit. We went there on the naked bike ride, which was a comical experience full of people dressed as some people who were naked, some people who were dressed as cartoon characters, all of them going outside an ICE facility to protest what they saw as inhumane treatment. It was comical, it was absurd, and then we saw ICE agents shoot pepper balls at these people dressed as cartoon characters. And for me, like, that's what America feels like right now. It's this absurdity, it's this violence, it's two different worlds clashing into one another. And so that's why we go out and do these field pieces. That's why we go out and do these specials. It's one thing to sit behind a desk and talk about what you see on camera. It's another thing to get out there and see it up close.
How do you measure the success of your pieces that you do? Because like it's comedy, but there's also like a deeper conversation that you want to start. Like I know you won an Emmy for your last one. So is it okay?
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank
on
you,
that.
thank
Yes.
you.
How many deals you got now?
Emmy-wise, I got a couple at home. Yeah, it's pretty nice. Pretty nice, yeah. And even with all of that, I'm still so nervous about what I wear, you know?
Exactly.
Oh my God.
You can't
Who
get
cares about that when you got Emmys?
You think so, but you still care. I measure success with clicks. That's all that matters. Just clicks. Who is watching? How many clicks?
No, not really.
You snort.
Yeah.
That was a supportive snort. I'll take it.
That's an honest answer.
I wish I didn't look at it, and I can't say.
You're being serious.
Well, you know what? There's truth in that comedy.
Okay.
I'd like to know. What I tried. Our intention in this is to find. We're comedians in this crazy, strange world. I came up an improv comedy guy, a comedy dude who suddenly thrust on The Daily Show, and I love it. And then the world sort of explodes.
Right.
And our job is to find comedy in these chaotic times. And I think using comedy as a way to add context to a moment, and for people who aren't necessarily paying attention and watching Comedy Central at 11 o'clock, who might not be interested in politics, suddenly to be paying attention to the Nobel Peace Prize race and what's happening in Portland, like that's our intention, is to like engage in that conversation. And then late at night, when I feel good about my intentions and what I've done, I go on YouTube and I see how many people have watched it, and if it's not enough, and I compare it to what else is out there, then I feel bad about myself. And then I talk to my agent, and they're like, well, your contract's going to be dependent on how successful the show is. And then you watch CNN, and it talks about what's happening in the late night sphere, and then you worry about eyeballs and the attention economy, and suddenly you have a breakdown when you come on a show like this, and you're wearing something that's not exactly. I can't get out of it. You know, I can't get my head outside of it.
I'm so sorry.
Is this the only way to make specials special?
Is this the only way to make specials?
How you do them?
For me, yes.
Yeah.
There's something improvisational about it. We knew we were going to do a special 3 months ago, and the stuff that we do is current. You know, we were editing it up until yesterday. We were filming up until like a week ago, and for me, I've done specials that take a year. I've worked in the stand-up world, and you craft something over the course of years to put that special out. But for The Daily Show, for Fingers the Pulse, what we do is we're like, what's the conversation right now? How do we make a larger argument about that conversation? And how do we keep it evolving up until the moment it goes out? So for me, that retains the improv spirit of keeping it in the moment.
I always wondered, when you go out and you're talking to these people, how does your wife feel? I know it's a lot on you.
Be nervous, right?
But yeah, but how is it on her?
Yeah. She gets a little stressed when we go into some hairy situations. Like, she knows me. Trust me, when I bring that argumentative stance back home, she is not as excited.
Okay.
Like, it's one thing to see the guy who goes out there and argues about politics on the road trying to find hypocrisy, but to bring that guy home and in the house is a tough thing for a wife and a loved one. So I feel for her in that position. As of the last few years, though, she is earnestly worried about what happens out there.
People are crazy.
People are crazy. And I started going out there with no security, and now I go out there with 4 security guards.
Okay.
And there are threats that take place on the show, on the family. And again, when the camera's off, and when you're talking to people face to face, people are lovely. People are not as bold and emboldened as they are online. But when you step back from that, there's hate, there's anger out there. And she fears for that. We think about that. And I think this last 6 months with some of the violent activities that we've all seen, like late night shows, people who are public forward facing have to sort of reevaluate what that looks like. And it's real and it's scary, and you try not to think too much about it.
What was the incident that made you get 4 security guards? Because you just don't go from having nobody to all of a sudden 4. Something had to happen. I think the big moment for us was right before when Trump lost his re-election campaign in 2020 and the Stop the Steal campaign. He had a giant event in the Capitol, and there were 50,000 people there. And I was interacting with people, and the Trump crew had gone from being in power and successful to having lost an election, something they couldn't accept at the time. And so they were angry. And I think there was a shift from like, oh, this is playful. We don't like the media, but we will be playful with them. Suddenly, I was pushing somebody in an interview, and it was getting a little bit contentious. And the people around it who had nothing to do eyed on that, started to create 2 to 3 to 10 to 15 to 30 people, and it became a mob of angry people. And security had to extricate me from the situation and run out, throw me in a van, kind of a situation. So they chased you.
They chased me. They chased me. And it's that mob mentality that you saw a month and a half later at January 6th, where it is a bunch of people with nothing to do, emboldened by a president who told them that you're a patriot and that the media is the enemy of all people. And they see that. And literally, I don't think a lot of the people who chased me had that intention. But a minute and a half earlier, bored people walking around emboldened by a president see something that they can do, and their brain turns off, and they just chase.
Wow.
And so when we encountered with that, I was like, all right, we have to be prepared for this. Yeah. And quite frankly, when we go to rallies and events now, we have to be tactical about where we are because if we're in a space where we can't get out of, and that mob, again.
You do it close to the car now.
Now I do it close to the car. We're always close to the car.
Take it out the window.
And you know what? I'm going to amend my comment about people. I think person is easy, people is tough. And that was the case on the road. Okay. I can talk one-on-one to that person. When they become people, they start to lose accountability, and that's what you can't rationalize with.
It becomes like groupthink.
Like groupthink all the way.
You ever think about keeping like a MAGA hat in your back pocket just in case? So you just throw it on, blend in. You know what I mean?
Disguise.
Yes, I will tell you, our producers have specific colored hats and apparel to wear so that we blend in.
Really?
Yeah, for sure.
So like red hats, they may not say MAGA on it, but just red hats.
Our producer Ian Berger wears a red hockey hat from some minor league hockey team in Canada. It's a red hat with like a Mustang on it that looks like it's part of the team. Because that's what it's tribalism out there, right?
Yeah.
You walk out there, and if you're wearing the red, you're wearing that, you're on the team,
So
and people are open.
No black people.
There are no black people out there.
Yeah.
There are not.
Do you feel like it's worth it? Like what you do and putting yourself kind of like in the mix of these people who could have that mentality and having to beef up security? And
I do. I love engaging with people, and I do. For me, what is most effective or interesting about what I do is when, like, I feel like I'm stress testing propaganda, the stuff that you hear being fed to people on all these news shows. Like, where does it actually land with the American public? And if I can go out there and I can find that hypocrisy, if I can like. In its most revealing moments, I'm having a conversation with somebody on the road who has not had a conversation and thought through their point of view until this very moment.
Right.
Like we all just accept these points of view, these opinions, these certainties that are fed us without like
friends and cohorts who push you on it. Like, we're in these bubbles. A lot of the people I talk to are in media bubbles, they're in friend bubbles, they're in Facebook bubbles. And when I come out here and I ask you, why do you think that thing? They haven't thought through it. And in that moment, they have to articulate that. My job is to find comedy in it, some context in it, but hopefully there's a little moment of revelation where you see that person be that person again, and you see the BS. And so yeah, for me, with that and a little bit of health insurance, it feels like it's worth it.
So for you, at what point does comedy stop being funny and start becoming like a public service?
Start being a public service. That's a great question. I mean, with the Daily Show, like John always talks, we are a comedy show. That is our bias, and I think that's what is compelling about people when they watch a show like that. They know our bias. All these shows have bias. The Daily Show has a bias towards comedy, calling out the BS where they see it. So we're always approaching it from that. And also, I am not a journalist. I rely on the work of good journalists to tell these stories, to get good information, and that we want to keep that clear, and I don't want to get over my skis in doing that. And in some of these situations, comedy has very little space to be and maybe shouldn't be there. So for us, like, again, with this special, we wanted to go to Portland. We wanted to go to Chicago because I've seen images of what's happening with ICE raids, and they're heartbreaking and they're terrifying. And when you have a microphone and a camera, you're like, how do I point it at these things that I think are really important to talk about? But also, me going in there making jokes, when is that helping a situation? When is that becoming more activist than more comedian? And how do I take what I want to say, but still add the thing that I can do, which is comedy? And quite literally for this special, there was a naked bike ride. And so for us, we're like, all right, here's a comedic take on what is happening in this chaotic space. So let's use that so we can tell a story. Because at that point, if I'm just getting out there and just becoming an activist on television, trying to tell you what I think, I don't serve a purpose. I'm not speaking a language that I'm most fluent in, and I'm not being effective to an audience base who understands I'm going after comedy and BS. So I try to keep that as my North Star.
So the naked bike ride was naked?
It was naked.
Titties and dicks swinging?
They were all there. My friend, they were all there. We thought nobody would show up. 10 minutes beforehand, there's one or two naked dudes there, all out. By the end, there were hundreds getting on bikes on cold Portland day, hopping on these bikes.
A lot of shrinkage.
There was a lot of shrinkage.
I
got to tell you,
You stopped riding bikes too soon. You used to be an avid bike rider.
You did. Would you have gone naked?
No, I would.
For the cause, but for the cause.
No, I wear clothes.
You would have gone.
And I don't want to be behind anybody that rides a bike either. That's just a little weird. See the asshole? It's not my thing.
It's what's interesting is it's shocking for the first 20 minutes, but when you're around 200 naked people for an hour or so, you get comfy.
So you did it too?
I stripped down to an uncomfortable degree, got on a bike, and rode that bike.
Don't your ass hurt though?
Does my ass hurt? Yes. But I mostly think, the ass doesn't feel good. The ego feels poor.
No, because the seat is hard.
Well, the seat's very hard.
Right,
yes.
but usually if you have clothes, there's more padding. So if there's no padding, that's just right up your butthole.
You're thinking more about what's happening up front, though. You're worried about that, how it's being perceived.
That's another thing. Oh yeah,
how it's being squished.
Has to sit, because you got to put it on the left or the right side of the seat.
You choose. Although if it's
talking about your balls,
I'm talking about I'm talking about a little bit of everything. Okay. Although that is a benefit of the cold is you don't necessarily have to choose if it's cold enough.
Oh, correct.
There's a recession that takes place with everything, which makes choice irrelevant. You have a small penis, is what I'm saying at this point.
We know.
Okay, you got it? All right. Just be clear. I just want to be clear. I'm trying to paint a picture.
All stereotypes aren't true. Okay,
this is good to know. Let's be real now.
Do y'all hug each other at the end? Once everybody get through the protest?
Oh, of the naked bike ride?
Yes. What's the celebration at the end when you get through?
I mean, here's the reality of it. So you ride these bikes naked through the streets of Portland. With what our editor has described from just watching the footage, with a soupy smell. Rides through. It's sweaty and it's humid, but you ride through. Suddenly a downpour takes place in Portland, and they ride in front of the ICE facility. It's the wildest thing. We caught it all on tape. We're like, it's bonkers. Literally coming down a hill, hundreds of naked people honking. A band dressed as bananas playing protest music. And on top of the ICE facility is a bunch of guys in ICE apparel wearing Kevlar and holding paintball guns shooting pepper bullets into the crowd. So they're coming down and they're cheering and they're all hugging. I'm not hugging. I'm keeping my space as a respected comedian. They start hugging. shots start to get fired into the group, and then the ICE agents push in and they shove people into the ground.
Damn.
And so it literally was like celebration, and all joking aside, like kind of inspiring celebration. We were laughing at how absurd it was, but that was the point.
Jordan, all this for health coverage?
You fucking believe it? In this day and age, you think if Obamacare worked more effectively, then I wouldn't have to do this.
Jesus.
But it's still the case. I'm out there hustling.
Do you feel like Donald Trump overlooks The Daily Show?
Yes.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Thank God. I don't think he has cable. I think that man. I think that man. He's got NBC. He still watches the channels he watched 30 years ago.
He watches Fox though.
He watches Fox.
Yeah.
He definitely watches Fox. But I don't think he's like the grandparent who's got those few channels, knows how to get to those few channels, and doesn't know how to get to the other channels. And so, thank the Lord, he's not paying attention to the Daily Show. He's got his own fish to fry.
I wonder though, with his influence that he clearly has at Paramount, will he, maybe flex his muscle behind the scenes?
I just don't want him to pay any attention to us. Well, there's different rules with the FCC and cable TV, and so I think that may play into it as well. But that man fixes his eyes on the stuff that's right in front of him at all times, and it's pretty clear the things that he watches and gets angry about. So as I promote this, I pray to God he's not listening to The Breakfast Club because, again...
Oh, no, he listens to us. He calls Charlamagne a sleazebag.
I know he's not been super happy with Charlamagne.
But that's because I was on Laura Trump's show, though.
That's what it was, right?
Yes.
Did you get blowback from the MAGA circle? Did you have any interaction with people?
No, you know what was so interesting? When I did that conversation with Laura Trump, and my business partner said this to me, she was like, there's a lot of people that are agreeing with the things that you're saying. Because I'm not on there talking right or left or even black or white. I'm just talking about affordability and keeping people safe in this country. And I don't feel like he's doing a good job of that right now. That's a simple conversation. We all can connect over the economy.
Yeah. I mean, I think it was amazing to see like Zoran in the Oval Office and how the economy and affordability that speaks to the right.
Yeah.
If people can get on those spaces and talk about that, I think there's an effective lane for a lot of those Fox viewers or what have you who are in that bubble to be like, oh no, this is a conversation that's happening across party lines.
Yeah, I love people like you, Jordan, because you actually be out in the field talking to people. When you're out in the field, from your vantage point, does America feel more divided or just more recorded?
Can I say both?
Okay.
We are more divided. We are 100% more divided. Okay. We are pushed to that space. But like I said, it's the recording of the divisiveness that takes away our autonomy of thought. I think you can break through. But people are angry, and there are less people who are excited about the MAGA machine than there ever were beforehand. There were less people excited about the Democratic machine than there ever were beforehand. I think that's what happened in this last election. And so you go out there now, and people are pissed off. They're angry, and they're more certain than they've ever been because there's recording devices on them. But there's still a glimmer of hope of they want to talk about affordability. I went to Mississippi, and I talked to a bunch of MAGA supporters. What was curious is they were all afraid of places like Portland and Chicago because of what the MAGA spheres told them about these big cities, afraid of all big cities. And the older people were afraid of Antifa because that's the narrative that Trump pushes. The younger people, every time I asked them about things like Antifa, no interest, didn't care. And realized in that moment, you're like, oh, some of these narratives that are being ginned up to be divisive and push people apart, the boogeyman, the Antifa boogeyman, the old people buy in hook, line, and sinker, and they love it, and they're afraid, and they're changing the way they think because of that. The young people are too smart for that shit, and they're not as deep in as some of these other folks who are in it to win it. And so I see those moments. I have optimism. I'm like, oh, these kids are easily swayed, but haven't been watching the show for 20 years like the old folks who are making some of these decisions. This younger generation is just tuning in. They're not buying some of these boogeymen that the Trump administration's putting out. And there is a space to have conversation with those folks about things that they care about. Maybe we see that in the midterms. Maybe we see that in the next year. But not everybody's completely all in on that Trump train. So
that's a great point. What's scarier to you then? People who believe these wild conspiracy theories, or the people who knowingly weaponize them?
Well, the people who knowingly weaponize them. I think it's the people who wield it. I think that's where there's no moral core, where it's one thing to be afraid of stuff and then out of self-preservation, which, hey, that's how most of us move through life. What is the next thing I need to do to pay my rent, to have health insurance for my kids, to keep food on the table? What do I need to do? Is there a way I can believe the things I need to believe to sustain that? I get that. I empathize with that. That makes you human. It's the people who know better. Those are the folks that are real scary here. And I wish our elected officials would stand up and be the people who know better. But, you know, I've been around long enough not to have that faith in those institutions anymore. Yeah, you hope a little bit at some of that morality we always talked about in schools and the Declaration of Independence talks about. You hope that sort of makes its way back into political discourse again. Yeah, that's a pretty good one.
Yeah,
I gotta tell you, and hearing all this religious talk on the right too, it's like, yeah, there's a lot of good ideals there that you wish we believed in, and I think a lot of people do. There's just more focus on putting food on the table to actually engage in that larger conversation.
So do you think Donald Trump should get a Nobel Peace Prize?
Give that man a prize, 100%.
No, I said the Nobel Peace, not just a prize.
Not just any prize. Okay, fair enough. No, I do not think he's deserving of the Nobel Peace Prize. What we did discover, though, we went to Norway and talked to somebody who was on the Nobel Peace Prize committee. You don't have to be perfect to win a Nobel Peace Prize. And in sometimes they've given peace prizes to people as somewhat of a carrot to get to something good.
Oh, Lord.
I think what's curious about Donald Trump is that man wants a peace prize more than anybody else. And if he can find peace on this planet in some way to work towards it, like dangle that carrot like a Big Mac in front of Donald Trump so that he chases it in some sort of way, like I have no problem using the peace prize as a political tool to try to do good in the world. So maybe if that made him save some lives anywhere, stop bombing boats off the coast of Venezuela, give that man the peace prize.
Damn.
That's going to be the one piece that makes him lean in and listen to you.
There you go. See?
No, you don't want that, you said.
Shoot, you're right. It's
Fox
complicated
News
here.
use that. Jordan Klepper of The Daily Show says Donald Trump deserves the Nobel Peace Prize.
There you go. Use it, Fox News. I need the clicks.
Mac, him chasing a Big Mac.
Yeah, after a long naked bike ride, this was the revelation.
So what do you want people to get out of this special that comes out next Monday?
Get out of this special. Man, that piece is hard, but you don't need to be perfect to achieve it. And then America in 2025 looks like naked people riding for a cause being shot by ICE agents who are scared.
What?
It smells like soup, man. It smells like soup, cheap soup.
So what gives you hope about America right now, Jordan?
You want me to find hope in all of this? You know what? What gives me hope about America is a naked guy protesting out front of an ICE facility. Like, you're wondering if people have tuned out? Apathy. That's what the far right wants. They want apathy. They don't want you to care. If you show up with your balls out, your tits out, in a rainy Portland day to like go outside of an ICE facility and be like, I don't want them to use my image to be painted as a bad guy, so much so that I'm willing to be naked in front of all these folks to look like a fool, because I think what's happening inside is inhumane. Like that is hopeful to me.
Let your nuts hang, literally.
Jordan Klepper, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely check out the special next Monday on Comedy Central. And thank you for joining us.
Thanks for having me.
Did he make you laugh, Lauren?
He did.
Okay.
Yes!
It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up. In the morning. The Breakfast Club.